Hello everybody and welcome to episode 19 of Stoneblock. We're closing in on episode 20, so get ready for another world download in the next episode. And hopefully you guys will get it working now. I set my world spawn here. I'm going to put my items in a chest and all that, and I'll do that next episode. But yeah, let's get on with today. We did a few things in the live stream, mainly being lag busting, because we still can't, like if I look this way, you can see my FPS drops down to 20. And I don't know if it's something with chickens trying to be rendered through blocks, because the only thing that I have underneath here is chickens. If I teleport, there's chickens. And if I look like that way, I get 20 FPS. So, and when I'm at the chickens, for example, here, a magical 250 FPS. It's just like, what? Why? Like, I don't understand what makes my FPS drop that much. But we did a few things in the live stream. We set up mainly a way of getting nether quartz powder, or quartz powder just in the system. And we have we're going to have, I think, 2,000 of it. And we had a bunch more from before, so this is not going to turn off until we use the rest. And also this one is for Fluix dust. So if we search for Fluix, we still need an automated way of doing this. So we might add we can do this today. Yeah, we can do this just now. But Fluix is going to be used for random stuff that we need to be crafting. And I have an interface here on top of this furnace. So basically when we need a pattern to smelt something, for example, we can do this. Hold up. Let's do a Conduit Binder, because this is a crafting recipe, so we can do that. We have all of the clay, all of the sand, and all of the gravel, so that should be fine. And if we add this to, for example, here, which is our Ender IO line, and I'm kind of separating things into lines just to keep them nice and organized, and we can grab some Conduit Binder on a pattern. So we're gonna do a Conduit Binder. We're gonna say, how much does this smelt into? 1 makes 2. Okay, so we'll do 2, and then we need a craft of this. Why does it resets the thing? That I didn't know. Okay, so we're gonna do 1 of you makes 2 of you, and then that's gonna be the pattern. And we can toss this into here, into the ultimate furnace. And now, for example, we have a bunch of Conduit Binder, but let's say we want to craft, I need to middle click 200, start. You can see the furnace going, and it's exporting, importing. It's a bit slow on the whole exporting, importing thing. It would be faster if I did something different, but it made the Conduit Binder, and it's lovely and fine. And we can toss the rest of this to smelt. But that is kind of the thing that we did. We also concealed all the drawers and put them on keys, so I can have, when I need to put something in the drawers, I can just unconceal them and then conceal them back. And I am just noticing that I need to turn down my Whaler, because I also updated the pack. So let's just turn this down real fast. Okay, there you go. So it's not obstructing half of the screen. But I updated to the 1.0.17 currently, and everything is fine. And the way I update with multi-MC, it's super simple, because I just take the zip file that is the new update, and then I make another instance with everything, and then I just copy my known keys and my options and my Optifine options over, and everything stays the same. And I also copy my journey map files, so I get all of the mapping done. And yeah, that's pretty cool. I can give you a little bit of a chicken update. We are almost close to having basically all of the basic ingots. And over here for the alloys, we have quite a few. And we might actually move, like this graphite, for example, we might move it over here, because I think I'm going to have too many alloy chickens over here. But if I look at Roost, we've been going down the line from the top to the bottom, and we're currently breeding, I believe, up to here, up to the Blizzrod. We're not doing cyanide yet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 chickens to go to still be made into a thing. But the rest that are breeding here, I have in the back here, I have now a 4x4 of breeders, so I can have more than just that much. But we have dark gems, uranium, purple slime, pulsating iron, vibrant alloy, XP, yellorium, emeradic crystal, cobalt, blizz, ardite, manasteel, magma slime, enderium, and prismarine crystals. I didn't know that there were 2 prismarine chickens. One makes prismarine shards and the other makes crystals, which is really cool. But that's a bit of a chicken update. We have quite a few of these slots filled, except for, like, I thought there would be more of like the netherwort kind, but this is just the only one. So we might move more of these together. And when we see how much we have or how much space we still have left over, we can group them up and probably like take down 2 sets of roosts here in the back and do something else over here probably, or just leave it as a blank wall, because it's pointless to have empty roosts and we can just organize the chickens that way. But yeah, that's the chicken update. Did we change anything else in the stream that much? I don't think we did. But I remembered that I need to add a patron. I don't know if he joined the Discord, but if I look at patrons, he did. Okay. So we're gonna grab an item frame. Let's do the purple one because we've been doing the purple ones for the tier 1s, and he can go over here, and we're gonna grab. We can grab something. Oh, we can't even search for Pam's. Can I just do Pam? There we go. Don't know what he wants, but for the time being, Roland, if you're listening and watching, let me grab some solidified experience and the anvil that I don't have here because I have it down here because we were doing things with capacitors. Anvil. We did some sag milling or some testing with the different capacitors, and we got capacitors that do 336, and I had a capacitor that did like 512 or something, 518 RF, and it was insane, but I kind of lost it because I combined it with another capacitor and it reduced the power. But this is Roland for $1. He became a patron, so I need to commemorate him like that, and he gets a little item frame. And I changed on Patreon. I gave Fran his own armor stand, and that I shouldn't have done. So I changed it that now you get a name with in an item frame, and then you get an armor stand for all the tiers above the $1. So for $5 and up, basically. And there's also, I think there was a $5 patron. Is it this guy? Yeah, it's Gary, and it might have been another one. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look that up in between cuts here. So yeah, let me see if I've covered every patron so I don't leave somebody out. And if I need to add an armor stamp for somebody, we're going to do that. We have all of the patrons sorted, so that should be good. And what I did in between the stream and... between the stream and in this episode, but in between the last episode and the stream, and I showed it on stream basically, is I made a few more 64K ME storage cells. And if you look at this, we have the extra cells. So if we do storage cell, you can get, for example, the 256, the 124, the 4096, and the 16,384K storage cell. And it's kind of pointless to do this because you're going to fill the cell with types faster than you're going to fill it with the amount of items. Like these would be cool if you would use only storage cells. Like if I wouldn't use storage drawers for any storage and using external storages basically for that, then I would go for bigger cells. But because of that, we don't really need anything more than 64Ks, and I have the patterns to craft them in here, so I can just have it on autocraft, and I have now 4 drives full of the 64K storage cells, and I think that should last us for more than enough of the season. So that is a nice thing. We still need to cover this with facades, but I'll do that in a stream or something or off camera. And I don't really know what we should do today. I think we should go and do a little bit of Draconic Evolution, because I haven't done that in a while. So for Draconic Evolution, we're going to need to go into the fusion crafting. So we're going to need a fusion crafting core, and then we're going to need basic fusion injectors. And I think you need 1, 2, 3. So let's do uses for this, actually. Fusion crafting. It requires 2, 4, 6, 8 things normally, right? There's nothing that really requires more than 8, I don't think. Everything looks like it's... Oh, there's 2, 4, 6... That's 10 for this. For the manipulator, and there's 10 for the reactor stuff, and it's 10 for the chest. So let's get 10 of these. So let's make 10 Draconic cores. 10 of those. And that should make us 10 of these. And then we can upgrade these to the Wyvern ones by using Wyvern cores and Draconian blocks and diamonds. So We can automate, I believe we can automate this process with XNet really easily, but for the time being, I just want to try, first of all, the thing that somebody said that I should try. So let's put 5 of you here and 5 of you here. And that is making the Draconian Chest, because we're getting Draconium dust from the dragon, and we have like not all the Draconium in the system. So we can try the Draconic Chest to process this. And let me get all the things together and we're gonna craft it up. Okay, I have the first recipe set up, and I added some cryostabilized flux ducts because I had 16 of those that I got from the loot chests, and we can now craft this up. And that should be pretty fast because we have all the power stored. And this only requires how much power? 20 million. And one thing you can also do is speedy this up. But the crafting process is super cool, and this looks super great. Okay, so this needs power. So let's just conduct an experiment, put it here, and then grab Draconium. Let's grab 4 stacks of this. And if I toss this in here, say auto feed all. That is processing. Insert a Wyvern or higher tier core to boost speed and double or at the cost of significantly increased energy consumption. Okay. So it's just a Wyvern or higher. Okay, so if I do core, so let's do a Wyvern core. I need some of this. Just make a stack of these. And then let's turn a stack of these into 16 of these. So if we do a Wyvern core, and can I speed you up? I can. Okay, so that made a stack. So can I put more than just one? Insert a Wyvern core to boost speed and double or at cost of significantly more power. So that still makes just one. Right? Okay. Chest color. Oh, you can adjust it. Okay. So that's not doubling the ore, which kind of sucks. But if we look at uses for Draconium dust, we can make one directly out of this. We can smelt it in a furnace. We combine it into that. Induction smelter is just one. Furnace is just one. So there's really no way to double it, I don't think. So we could just pump it into this Draconium chest or just set up a recipe on this. Or like we could do an export bus and then just, or just say, you know what? Can I just provide this with the Draconium dust, and is it gonna insert? Ignore the content as the target inventory. This is gonna provide it here, but it's not gonna push it in. Yeah, okay. Because I could just export the Draconium dust into the ultimate furnace and be done with that. But that's okay. Okay, we're not gonna bother with Draconium. We have probably enough of it for the time being. So next thing that we need is the fusion upgrade of these. So I need Wyvern cores for each one, and Draconium blocks, Draconic cores, and diamonds. So let me set up at least one recipe of this, and then I'm gonna do all 8. As far as I recall, you can put multiple items on the crafting injectors, and it should just use up the one. We're gonna see though, but I'm gonna start this up, and it's gonna start to craft. And how much does this require? If I look at uses for this, 256,000. It's not that much, but the crafting animation for this is super cool. It's super sick. So we're just gonna see if it uses the items. I don't think it does, if I recall correctly. And what we can just do is when this upgrades, we can put one down, take the items off, put it in the Wyvern one, or the Wyvern one, and then just do the rest. Like, it's so cool. The noises it makes, everything, and it just goes inside, and then, yeah, doesn't use up the items, makes the thing, which is really cool. So, Wyvern fusion crafting. Oh, we got a questicle. Quest. Is it Draconic evolution? Ah, we didn't even claim this. Haha. Okay. We're not going to get to the awakened one probably today. Energy upgrades and speed upgrades for mechanism. It's fine. And chance cubes. Okay, so let's toss those in the system and get on with upgrading all of these. So I'm going to take this one off, put it in, and then strip. And these recipes are pointless to store into... I don't think I can speed up the charging, but the crafting process is fine. Yeah. So these recipes are pointless to to set them up on an auto craft, because we're only going to craft 10 and then never craft it again. So yeah, let me finish all of these and then we're going to continue on with making some more Draconic Evolution cool bits and bobs. All of them have been upgraded to the Wyvern tier, and with that we can now make Awakened Draconium, and with that we could make Awakened Draconium seeds, but eventually I'll get the Awakened Draconium chicken anyway, and that's going to make us the Awakened Draconium that we're going to need for anything. But we can craft some things that are gonna be questing, which is the portable battery, and also this, which is an energy core, which is a quest, so we can claim both of those. I thought I clicked it, but I didn't. That doesn't matter. We can get a loot chest. There you go. And the advanced, this one we can't do yet because we need the Draconium. So we can also craft the mob grinder, which I think should be super simple. Yep, except as soon as we make 2 diamond swords. So make this. There we go. Claim a loot chest. And is this mob stabilized? We need a stabilized mob spawner. So I didn't have any spawners in the system, and I went to grab 2 blaze spawners from the nether, so we can grab a core now. I think we can just use a wyvern one and it should be fine if I do this and then grab a core. That's a stabilized mob spawner. There we go. Claim that. And then the rest, we can do the Wyvern Armor. We can craft that. So let me get all the resources for that. I think we should, if we look at cores, we only need like 1 of this for each one. So we just need a couple of these. Let's just grab 100 just because. So then we can do 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. And then I need a diamond helmet, diamond boots, and then diamond diamond. Pants, and diamond chestplate, and we should have everything that we need to craft all of these, so we can just bring them over like so, and like that. There we go. There's Wyvern Armor. I don't necessarily like the look of this armor. Some people, how did I complete this? Apparently I completed that as well, which I didn't, but you know, Draconic armor is crafted in fusion crafting. But this Wyvern armor, the way it looks, I kind of don't like it because it's super special and bitsy and all that. But I'm more used to having the regular like vanilla-esque armor, meaning more like Ender IO armor basically. So we can toss all of this into the storage system and open up our loot chests. So let's see, we get an Invar Hammer, Draconium Infused Obsidian, and Mana Steel. Okay. We have a growing collection of Invar Hammers. That's fine. Okay, so the next thing that we can do actually, which is going to be really nice, is craft this advanced Dislocator. So let me grab 4 Draconium, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I also want to mention, I set up this to craft 100,000 Draconium ingots. So it's been processing for like 30 minutes now. So that's the 4 Draconium, then Ender Pearls. I think I need a bunch. And what else? A Wyvern Core. And then I'm going to need my Dislocator, which is over here. It should be good if I do 1 of you. And then I need 4 of these in the pedestal. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I don't know how many Ender Pearls. I think it was 3. Right? Yeah, there we go. That's charging. That's going to craft. And let's just grab a bunch of Ender Pearl blocks. Like 4. If this still works the same way. And we can also put this moving wand here. And I have this, so let's grab a Wyvern Core. If we ever need another spawner of any kind, we could just do that and have that. And if I need to grab more spawners, I can go into the nether and grab some more if need be. Let's put the moving wand away. And this guy, if you can bind it to different locations, we can also claim a loot chest for that, which is over here. Boom. And 464k ME storage components. Sure. I'm going to craft those into probably more crafting storage. Yeah, I did this in between cuts. I didn't mention, but I made a bit more crafting storage almost the entire bottom is filled with 64K crafting storage, but we have all of the processors anyway, and that just some auto crafting. So how this works is, I believe you add fuel. We need ender pearls, so let's do that, and that, and that, and one last time. Okay, and then we add fuel. You can shift right click to add 16 at a time. So let's just add all of it, because if you click just once, it adds one at a time. But we can just clicky click. Are you almost done? Okay, it's done. Oh, we need to do 13 more massive clicks. Okay, we have 1,000 ender pearls now. So now, I believe you sneak right click, and then you can set add new. And then we can say, let's say ME or AE storage, for example. It's an ME system anyway, but we can commit. And then I think I can just do that and then lock it. So when I go over here, for example, I got rudely interrupted by a phone call, but you can then have that stored on the right side. You can see if I scroll over it, you can see AE storage. I right click and I'm teleported here, and it takes in account which direction you're facing. So that is really cool. And what we can do now, for example, is I spend a lot of time breeding chickens. So let's go down here and put a setup like here and say add new, and we're gonna do chicken breeding. We can commit and then lock it. And now if I go, you just sneak scroll wheel to change the thing. So I can go to A storage, chicken breeding. And that's really cool. So that is kind of a teleporty thing around the base, and we don't really need to use the staff of traveling around anymore. Or we still have, it's still a nice use to get through the walls and through the ceilings and all that. That is really cool. But I'm gonna go set up around the base different things that we can do. So for example, if we wanna come over here, I'm just gonna put it, do we wanna put it on there? No. Let's put it here, and we can add new and say woot with an exclamation point. Woot. Okay, and now we go chicken breeding. Woot. Woot. Chicken breeding. Okay, so I need to take care of some chickens. They've bred up a little bit, so I can flip them around and do that thing. So I'm gonna do that in a bit. But I think this is mostly everything that we can craft as of right now for the Draconic evolution part. This doesn't have a like awakened Draconium version. The only thing is the armor, which we currently don't have to make because of reasons. And then there's these Draconic fusion crafting injectors, and this one each requires an awakened Draconium block, and you can get awakened Draconium blocks by adding 350 million RF into Draconic cores, a Dragon Heart, and 4 Draconium blocks. And we currently have stored 975 million. So we would be able to craft 2 sets of awakened Draconium of these blocks. So 2 sets of this, and then we would need to wait for power. Or possibly we could craft more because we have the some of the things stored in the solar panels. So that might be good, but you know, we could upgrade this then with Awakened Draconium and make it the second tier. And there's the Awakened Core, which again, you need crafting with the Draconium ingots. But I think I'm going to leave it at that for Draconic Evolution for today. We did quite a bit of the quests. We're not going to touch Project E yet. Everybody's screaming like, or not everybody, a lot of the people scream like, Project E, Project E. I don't really want to start Project E because then things get super easy. I still want to have it tough a little bit. This is possibly now fixed though, so we can, do we have the storage disk? Did I try and craft it? I think I might have tried crafting it. Do I have it in here? Yeah, 1K storage disk. Are you fixed now? Can I craft it again? Is this fixed now? Must I put it in a disk drive and then take it out? Okay, that quest's still broken. Okay, so the only thing here, we need a 1k crafting storage. Really? Okay. We can do that. Crafting storage. So let's do a just storage components. Just make me one of these. And then one of those is just crafting this and one of that. There we go. Can I like sneak right click to break this? Nope, it goes into the trash can then. Okay, so that is another loot chest. And it's 12 epic bacon. Wonderful. Go in here. Thank you very much. So with that, we're basically done with the AE part of the quests and basically done with the storage parts of the quests, because these I can complete, but due to a bug of some kind, it doesn't work. And for more quests, for the power gen, we have all the solar panels done. The solar arrays we can't do. We could do the reactor. Yeah, let's just finish off these quests. I'm going to craft everything I need for this, just so we get the loot chest. And we should be good on that. There is the quest complete. I crafted everything that we need, and we can just claim it and do that. There we go. There's our second sword. Haha. I knew it was worth doing this reactor quest. We have 2 Skullfire swords now. So I'm going to toss one in the ME system, and we can set up, if we wanted to, we could set up like an automated way to do some stuff, but wood does things better. But we have a backup sword now. So that's cool. We could set up a thing for getting mob souls. God. I lost my voice for a moment there, and I'm sorry. But we could do that for getting souls, but we don't really need souls because we don't really need spawners, because we have everything from wood or chickens. Because like gunpowder, string, and stuff like that is just from chickens, and bones we have 1.2 million off that we get from the wither skeleton spawners anyway. Oh yeah, I totally forgot to mention, I did a thing here of a little bit of logic, and I still have leftovers from when I was testing. But we have this logic gate here. And if you look at this, this is the B side is here, and then the C side is over here, and the A side is over there. So what you can do here is, depending on which side gets a redstone signal, you can tell it to do certain things of basically emitting a redstone signal through the output, or keeping the redstone signal, or turning the redstone signal off. So what I have here, on the left, I am setting this for 98,000 wither skeleton skulls, and to emit when levels are above or equal to limit. So when it gets to 98,000, it's going to emit a signal. And this guy is set to 30,000 and emit when levels are below limit. So when it goes underneath 30,000, this is going to turn off, or turn on. And when it comes above 98,000, this is going to turn on as well. So on this side, we are controlling it to, that's the A side needs to be controlled. So that is when this gets a signal. Hold up, I have to, it's really hard to explain because this is flipped upside down and I have to think twice as hard. But basically when both of those are off, it keeps the signal. So basically it has this turned off, and apparently my flux points, can I just reconnect all the plugs? But I have this chunk loaded. I had the whole thing with capacitors, capacitor banks, vibrant. I know what we can do. We can just do a conduit, to be honest, instead of a capacitor bank, because these won't disconnect. So we can do that. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that in my class. I was explaining this. So over the top, we have a redstone conduit over there, and this is currently turned off because both of these are off, basically. And when it's going to reach 30,000, so if we look at wither skeleton skulls, we're currently at 97,000 because the farm is not running because it doesn't have power. So we need to just reconnect this in a second. Come on. Bam. Bam. Now you should have power. And when it reaches the 30,000 skull mark, this will turn on, which is going to turn the A side on, which is over here. And it should turn the redstone signal off, basically, when the A side turns on. And that the redstone signal off, meaning this will start spawning. And then apparently also this is not detecting all the drops. Can I just do this and that? Apparently just wither skeleton skulls. Okay, that's fine. So then when this reaches 98,000, it's going to emit a signal on the C side, which is over here, and it's going to emit a redstone signal. And then when both of them turn off, because this one will turn off as soon as the levels hit above 30,000, it's going to turn this off. And basically, it's going to keep the redstone signal if both of these are off. So it's going to keep it on until this reaches 98,000, or keep the signal off. So I think it works. I tested it with like 97,000 something skulls, but maybe that explanation wasn't that good, but at least it was my attempt at an explanation, and we need another conduit over here. But that's what you get. That's as much as I can explain. But kind of it does the same thing as the power monitor does for the, so power monitor, kind of the same thing that this does for emitting here. Basically, when it's less than 30,000, it's going to stop the, or it's going to start the wither skeleton farm. And then when it's over 99%, for example, or 98,000, it's going to stop the wither skeleton farm and keep it stopped until it reaches 30,000. That is kind of the idea that I had, because then we don't just run this. The way we had it before, it was when it reaches underneath 98,000, it turns on. And then so it would basically get to 98,005, and then it would use up the 5 skulls, and then it would turn on again, and then 98,005. So you have it on, off, on, off, on, off. And this way you have it on for a longer period of time, and then off for a longer period of time, and then on for a longer period of time, and so forth. So that is really cool, I think. And that is a little bit of redstone magic, I guess. How's the Draconium doing? 47,000. Wonderful. I looked at the time of the video, and we're pretty much at the ending point. So with that, I want to really thank you all for watching. I am hoping you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, consider subscribing to see new videos, support me on Patreon if you want to give a little more, and I will see you all in the next episode. Have a great one. Bye-bye.